dividing with powers is actually something you've already done before. Over here, you'll see a familiar division, 4 divided by 4. Well, 4 divided by 4 is just 1. Because we've cancelled out the 4's. This 4's gone away, and this 4's gone away. So when we're dealing with powers, let's write out the extended multiplication and cancel the numbers out. So here I have 3 to the power of 5 divided by 3 to the power of 2. So let's write that out. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So we've got 5 3's, and we're going to divide it by 3 times 3. So now we have all our 3's on the top and all our 3's on the bottom. Now we can cancel them out. So we have 1 3 on the top, get rid of that one, and we get rid of 1 3 on the bottom. We have 1 3 on the top, and we have 1 3 on the bottom. So now we're left with 3 3's on the top. So this would just be equal to 3 to the power of 3. Another example, we have 6 to the power of 4 divided by negative 6 to the power of 3. So let's write out the extended multiplication and find the simplified answer. So we have negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6. And that's divided by negative 6 to the power of 3. So this is then divided by negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6. So we're going to cancel them out just like what we did before. So we have a 6 on the top and a 6 on the bottom. We're going to get rid of that 6 and that 6. We're going to get rid of that 6 and that 6. More specifically, we're getting rid of that negative 6 and that negative 6. So all we're left with is 1 negative 6 on the top. And we would write that as just negative 6 to the power of 1, because there's only 1 negative 6 left. Now, you might be able to see a trick. So here we had 4 negative 6, and here we had 3 negative 6. So one quick way you can solve division of powers is just take the top one and take away the bottom power. So we have 4 take away 3, which is just 1. Here we had 5, we could take away 2, and we'd have 3. So let's have a look at dividing powers with the same power but a different base. Now before, we did 4 to the power of 1 divided by 4 to the power of 1. And we just did 4 divided by 4, which is 1. So here, we're going to do the same thing, because that had the same power. They both had a power of 1. So over here, we have 20 to the power of 3 divided by 5 to the power of 3. So because these have the same power, we can just do division normally, and then we just write to the power of 3 at the end. So let's write that here. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. And this would just be to the power of 3. So the number changed, the base number changed, the power didn't. Here, we have 100 to the power of 13 divided by 20 to the power of 13. These have the same power. So we can just do division normally, and then write the power at the end. So 100 divided by 20 is 5. And that's just going to be to the power of 13. So when we're dividing with the same power, you just do what you normally do with division and write the power at the end. The power does not change, the base number does. Right. So we have one more type of multiplication to look at, and that's powers when we have one more type of multiplication to look at, and that's to do with brackets. Let's have a look at that now. So here is a number with a power, and that is to the power of something else. Now remember, powers are just extended multiplication. So this is 3 to the power of 2 5 times. So 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2. And now we're in a familiar situation. If you look back to the first example, when we have numbers with the same base, we just add the powers together. So this would just be 3 to the power of 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which would give you 3 to the power of 10. Now, if you have a think about this, we have an easier way of doing repeated addition, and that's just multiplication. So instead, what we can do is when we have brackets, what you can do is you can just times these two numbers together. So when you have 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 5, you can write 3 to the power of 2 times the power of 5. Let's write that over here. So instead, we could just write 3 to the power of 2 times 5, which is equal to 3 to the power 10. So when we are multiplying powers of the same base, we add them. When we are dividing powers with the same base, we take away. And when we are dealing with brackets, we multiply the powers together. I'll see you in the next video where we're going to look at some more rules with powers.